watch and sipped my orange juice. I gave Rosa 1 minute to round round the whole house. I'm sure she's not going to do that in a minute. This house is large. I relaxed on my chair, then I heard someone panting behind me. I looked back and saw Rosa. Me. What? Rosa, I'm done. She raised her hand, then sat on the floor. Me. How did you do that so fast? She stood up, grabbed my drink and gulped it down. Rosa, how I do it is not your business. Anything else for me to do? I twitched my lips and stared at the girl I've come to love so much. Me. Climb this tree. She looked up and sighed before moving towards the tree. She began to climb. I took a water gun beside me and stood up. I suddenly sprayed it on her and she screamed and fell down. Me. You're not supposed to lose your balance, she groaned and stood at me. Now start over. Remember, no matter what happens to you, Rosa, I must accomplish my mission. I nodded. She turned to the tree and began to climb up again. She reached the middle of the tall stem with much effort and I fired water on her hair. Rosa, I'm sure water entered her eyes. She stayed still, not moving. Suddenly, she began to climb down. Me. What is she doing? Rosa, anything standing in your way of accomplishment should be destroyed. Me. She jumped in front of me, kicked my groin area. I groaned. She gave me a blow on my shoulder and snatched the water gun from my hand. She turned and tried to hit it on the tree so it would break, but I won't let her go that easily. I held her shoulder and pulled her back. I tried to punch her tummy, but she blocked it with the water gun. She kicked me on my thigh, but it didn't hurt me, so I held her leg and twisted it. She screamed and punched my chin, then immediately punched my neck. I released her leg immediately and she gave me a terrible kick with her right leg that sent me falling down. She glared at me and went back to climb the tree. I watched her as she managed to get to the top. She looked at me and threw me a tongue. I smiled and stood up. I'm waiting for the day I'll be able to kick this girl's ass. But I'm afraid I'll kill her. She began to climb down and I sat on the table waiting for her. When she finally climbed down, she ran straight to me. Rosa, are you hurt? She touched my chin. Me. No. Rosa, oh thank God. I thought I hurt you. Me. You can't hurt me. She smiled and hugged me. Me. Let's go out tonight. Rosa, where? Me. A club. Rosa, club. Me. Yeah. Some old friends want to see me tonight. I can't leave you here. Rosa, okay, I'll follow you. Me. Good. I kissed her lips and she tickled my tummy. Rosa, is Master you coming tomorrow morning? Me. Yes. Rosa, ugh, I hate that man. Me. Why? Rosa, he's too strict and too powerful. My eyes widened. Me. What type of power? Rosa, when we're in a combat, it's so hard to defeat him. I sighed and held my chest. Thank God. I thought it was the other type of power. Me. I thought he was teaching you magic. Rosa, I wish he could. Me. Come here. I pulled her face closer and tenderly played with her lips. She loves it when I kiss her slowly and softly. I held her face in my palms and kissed her the way she loves it. I stopped and pushed her away. She laughed. Rosa, I'm going to take my bath. See you later. She chuckled and walked away. I smiled and stood on my feet. This girl is getting more attractive day by day. It seems this whole workout is changing her body. She's getting curvier by the minute. I closed my eyes and breathed out. Rosa. I entered the kitchen and brought out my veggie burger. I washed my hands and sat down to eat. I've been eating mostly vegetables and I'm beginning to like it. I finished eating and went straight upstairs. I bathed and walked to the gym. Today, I'm going to practice sword fighting. I already learned the basis, so I'm gonna go by it. I took a blunt long sword and traced the edge. It isn't sharp because I don't want to injure myself. I breathed in and out, then began to do my major steps. I enjoy the sound the sword makes as it cuts through the air. I began to imagine the course I was an ancient Chinese princess who is fighting a group of assassins. I jumped, dodging a thrust from one of them, and I kicked my legs against him. I shoved my sword into his chest and used the same sword to slice through another assassin's stomach. All the other men ran away except one standing at the door. His face was covered, but I could see he was really handsome. I smiled and waved towards him with my sword. He dodged and kicked my waist. I fell down and my sword slipped away. The man bent down and took it and uncovered his face. Me, bad boy. Bad boy, you know I'm starting to think you're crazy about fighting me. Give me back my sword, bad boy, you can have it. But next time you attack me with it, I'm going to carry my own sword and fight you. He threw the sword and I caught it, then stood up. I thought you were a handsome assassin. Bad boy, yes, I'm dealing with my imagination. I imagined I was an ancient princess of China, and I was fighting a band of assassins. He smirked and walked closer to me. Bad boy. And I'm a handsome assassin, right? I laughed and backed him, then lifted my sword. He hugged me. Bad boy, I'm going out. Me, where are you going? Bad boy, just to get something. Me, okay. When will you be back? Bad boy, before we go to the club. Me, okay, be safe. He shifted back. Bad boy, of course I will. And my baby is here. He brought out a gun and kissed it. I frowned. He looked at my face and cracked. Bad boy, don't worry, you'll soon have a gun to call your baby. Don't be jealous of mine. He pecked my cheek and left. I sighed and walked to the drawer where I once saw a couple of guns. It was in the gun chamber. I opened the drawer and saw all types of guns. I smiled and picked a shotgun. I cleaned it and began to act like I was a detective fishing out a band of bad guys. Bad boy, I looked through the set of flashy cars that was arrayed in front of me. Me, how good are they? Contractor, very fast, and is bulletproof. Some of them are auto-drive. Me, I need all of them. Contractor, yes boss. I walked out and took my phone out to call Leon. He picked up and I could tell that he was with girls. Boss, I'm not around, so you're flexing girls, right? Ha ha, baddest boy. You caught me. Where is Max? In Japan. He went to oversee the new vehicles. Good. I'm sending in a few cars to model the ones they're going to create. Oh yes, he said he was expecting you to do that. Come to China tomorrow. You're going to send them to Japan, okay, I'll be there. I hung up and went back inside. My eyes caught a pink car. It's flashy and looks fast. I called the contractor. Me, that car over there. What are its qualities? Contractor, it's fast and comfortable. Bulletproof but not auto-drive. Me, I want it. But don't add it to the ones earlier. He nodded and went to detach the receipt for the car. I moved to the car and looked inside. Me, Rosa's gonna love it. Rosa, I wore a red shirt and red pants. Then carried a huge red jacket. I didn't wear it completely. I only slipped my hands in. It didn't go up to my neck. Bad girl style. I wore red heels and smoothed my hair. She was now wavy. I smiled and took my purse, then walked downstairs. Bad boy, there's my girl. Me, hey Barbo. I smirked and he laughed. Bad boy, I'll allow you to call me that. Only today you kissed me. Bad boy, let go. We held hands and walked out of the house. We entered the car and we drove to the club. When we got down, he beckoned on me to follow him closely. I did, and we entered the club. The whole club was filled with dancers. Chinese boys and girls club. Although I could sight a few Americans. We kept going through the crowd and they kept clearing. Maybe they know who he is. Suddenly a girl danced from nowhere and hugged him. Girl, hey baby, you came to see us today. She kissed him and he smiled. He pushed her away and kept walking forward. I glared at her, then walked past her. She got the message. I'm the one with bad boy, and I don't think she's happy about that. We got to a flight of stairs and we went up. He opened the door and a group of men were inside drinking and gambling. When we stepped in, they stopped and everyone was quiet. Suddenly they began to laugh. Bad it ever existed. They laughed and some began to shake him. Man 2, who is this you brought today? Is she the girl we heard about? He walked to me and touched my face. Bad boy. Don't touch her, he pulled me and we sat down. The man who was surrounded with 3 girls spoke up. Next man, I see the Vipers now have a girl in their midst. Bad boy, she isn't bad, is she? The man looked me over. Man, no, she's not. Bad boy, let's get to business. Did you bring it? Man, yes. Did you bring the money? Bad boy, yes. Wait, are they going to trade something? Why didn't this idiot tell me he was just going to buy or sell? Man, good, but before then let's play chess. If you win, I'll give you the diamond for the amount we bargained, and if you lose, you'll have to pay twice the amount. Bad boy, we didn't agree on that. The man laughed. Man, do you want the number or not? We both know you have the money. Bad boy sighed. He doesn't want to do that because he doesn't know how to play chess. He once told me that he never learnt it. Maybe this man knows that. Me, I'll play it. Bad boy didn't come here to play chess. He's here for business, so I'll do the playing. They laughed and I looked at bad boy. He nodded and I faced the man. Man, if you say so, Viper's girl. Let's play. He dropped the diamond on the table. They set the chessboard and we began to play. I began to take the lead and I noticed strange movements among them. I used my leg to hit bad boy's leg. I won the game and there. I won the game and the man laughed. Bad boy dropped the money and the man took it. I wanted to take the diamond, but one of the men held my hand down. Man, ladies, please excuse us. The girls left me. Why are you holding my hand? The man laughed again. Man, good things don't come easy, my dear. I looked at bad boy who wasn't talking. I released the diamond and the boy left my hand. Man, good girl. He took the diamond. This man is trying to dupe us. The man suddenly brought out a gun and shot bad boy. He groaned and fell to the floor. My eyes widened. The man laughed and stood up. I angrily stood up. To me, where do you think you're going? He looked back. Me, you just messed with the wrong person, mister. I kicked the boy beside me and used him to hit the other boy. The man shot at me, but he missed it. I kicked the man's tummy with my leg and my heel tore his cloth. Just then, bad boy stood up with a grin. He kicked the other 2 men and cracked their necks simultaneously. The man opened the door and tried to run out. Me, not so fast, idiot. I removed my jacket and threw it over his neck. I drew him in and kicked the door close. I pushed the man to the floor and placed one leg on his tummy. He tried to stand, but I added force to my feet and he groaned as my heel pierced into him. Bad boy bent down and brought the man's gun, the diamond and the money out. He gave me the gun and I held it firm. Bad boy, you tried, Danny. You really tried. So the man's name is Danny. Bad boy. And you missed the shot. It didn't hit you, Danny. Fuck you. I pierced his skin again and he groaned and tried to remove my leg with his hands. Bad boy kicked his head and he blacked out. He dropped the money on the man's chest and pocketed the diamond. Bad boy, let's go baby. He turned and immediately a boy stood up and threw a bottle towards my head. I screamed and my adrenal gland was quick to make me dodge. Immediately I ducked, my hands lifted and I cocked the gun and immediately fired 2 shots at the boy. The bullets met his stomach and he fell down. My eyes widened and my heart began to beat faster than normal. I just killed a human being. Bad boy pulled me. Bad boy, let's go. I looked at the body of the young man as I was pulled outside the room. I took a water gun beside me and stood up. I suddenly sprayed it on her and she screamed and fell down me. "You're not supposed to lose your balance," she groaned and stood at me. "Now start over. Remember, no matter what happens to you, Rosa, I must accomplish my mission." I nodded. She turned to the tree and began to climb up again. She reached the middle of the tall stem with much effort and I fired water on her hair. Rosa, our actual water entered her eyes. She stayed still, not moving. Suddenly, she began to climb down me. "What is she doing?" "Rosa, anything standing in your way of accomplishment should be destroyed." She jumped in front of me, kicked my groin area. I groaned. She gave me a blow on my shoulder and snatched the water gun from my hand. She turned and tried to hit it on the tree so it would break, but I won't let her go that easily. I held her shoulder and pulled her back. I tried to punch her tummy, but she blocked it with the water gun. She kicked me on my thigh, but it didn't hurt me, so I held her leg and twisted it. She screamed and punched my chin, then immediately punched my neck. I released her leg immediately and she gave me a terrible kick with her right leg that sent me falling down. She glared at me and went back to climb the tree. I watched her as she managed to get to the top. She looked at me and threw me a tongue. I smiled and stood up. I'm waiting for the day I'll be able to kick this girl's ass. But I'm afraid I'll kill her. She began to climb down and I sat on the table waiting for her. When she finally climbed down, she ran straight to me. "Rosa, are you hurt?" She touched my chin. "No, Rosa, oh thank God. I thought I hurt you." "You can't hurt me." She smiled and hugged me. "Let's go out tonight, Rosa." "Where?" "A club, Rosa." "Club?" "Yeah, some old friends want to see me tonight."